Hello, beautifuls of the feed. It is me, Benji, and I am going to be doing a general tarot reading for you today. I do have a new set of cards, and I am just going to explain what I'm going to do with these. If you do resonate today, obviously, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the Soul family here, and also leave a comment down below and let me know if you're resonating with anything today. So I got these new cards. They're called Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and I am just to basically learn them over time and for other people to learn them as well with me. I'm going to just take one of these as the general energy for each reading at the beginning, and I'm going to go to the book and we're going to see the actual general meaning of it because it is a little bit different than a normal tarot deck. This is based on the elements. I think it's really beautiful, so we'll get started and we'll get a card and see where our reading goes today. Alrighty, we do have a card here. We have healing, which has come out. Healing card. I kind of love it. It's kind of pretty. So this card is probably self-explanatory in the way of the fact that it says healing. So let's just take that card and we will get to the page here really quickly. It is a major arcana in this deck. It is XI, is that 11? VI? IXX? XI, healing. Okay, so here we have healing, release, and purification, forgiveness, transformation, or infection. That's what it says, infection. Key phrases. To be human is to be wounded. A time to connect body, mind, spirit, and soul. Let go of definitions and labels. Nurture passions and seek pleasure. Authenticity. Honesty and laughter. Find the source of disease and distress. You need to forgive. Do what is necessary to increase well-being. Do not dwell on the unchangeable past. Shift your attention. Do not allow your pain to hurt others. Seek treatment. Do not be afraid. Wow, okay, so this is kind of deep. It does say, they're all the key phrases that I just read for this card. And it says, the healing card illustrates our third reason for being. However, it covers healing on several levels, and it does not necessarily suggest or imply that you are wounded or in need of healing. At least not on a conscious level. A happy, safe, and peaceful life does not always accord with us perfect health and well-being. Every person is vulnerable to disease, whether it manifests in physical, mental, or emotional stress, or as a feeling of emptiness and longing that is born of spiritual wounds. Humans are part of the hierarchical race. We have a social order with an elite and wealthy at the top and the uneducated and poor at the bottom. We are a species that is driven to win, with each of us striving to do better, to be better than the generation that comes before. Those at the top want to stay there, and those at the bottom want to reach the top. We are a goal-orientated and believe that success moves us forward and failure sets us back. We are on a perpetual quest to improve, whether it be our social standing, quality of life, or simple desire to be a better person. We must be better. We must do better. But what is better? In our quest for betterment, we are making ourselves ill. Are we making ourselves ill? Question mark. In the simplest terms, we often see success and failure in the same light as we do as life and death. To succeed is to live, to fail is to die, or worse still, to descend into poverty, mediocrity, or obscurity. We become fixated on being the best, succeeding at what we do, and yet we may still fail to thrive. We may find we are not happy. We may find we are not healthy. Sometimes we find even when we do accomplish our goals, we are rewarded with wealth and prosperity. We are not satisfied and crave more. Are we enduring and doing only what needs to be done in order to survive? Are we so fixated on acquiring possessions that we have forgotten that happiness and well-being begun within us? Are we truly living? Okay, deep. This is coming from the deep recesses of somewhere that I literally picked this up at the store, and I was like, this is the one, to the lady. I'm like, this is the one. And I was handed my money over, and I'm like, thank you. So I hope this is healing today, obviously, because we do have healing and it is a very, very interesting way of looking at it. I'm going to get into the normal reading now. So I hope you enjoy this. This is what I'm going to be doing for some of my readings from now on. So whether people enjoy it or not, I'm probably just going to do it because I want to learn these cards. And I think these cards have some sort of like really deep, profound lessons that obviously this is why I got them. I do believe in that kind of stuff. We do have the first card coming out, which is a need for something. So the Five of Pentacles. I feel like that's really interesting here is because like the need, the poverty, it's like, it's very much this card is like, the healing one is really giving me like a sense of healing, this sense of like being afraid of these things. So I think like we do have the need here coming out first. Poverty card, Five of Pentacles, it's like a need for something. So we do have the Page of Swords coming out also, and we have the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Two of Cups. That's beautiful. So we do have the Two of Cups here. I'm getting that this is a healing connection from that. I get that the Page of Swords here is really kind of giving a sense of like curiosity. Like you have a new idea or like you're learning or studying something new. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. So I literally am. So I feel like collective readings are awesome because I feel like they ultimately should resonate with me and everyone else in the collective. So I kind of love this. I feel like there is something new. There is a need for obviously monetary growth here. And this healing card is really pointing out the fact that like this is kind of like what we all have to do, right? Sometimes it's not even about being happy. Sometimes it's just about survival. I'm kind of getting that from that card, but also healing within that and being like, it's so hard to kind of express what I'm feeling right now. It's like a gratuitous feeling of like, you know, the overwhelming feeling of like being in a bad position, but then like healing within that position of poverty or of like lack. And it really brings out like a humble kind of like energy. And I feel like when that happens, it's like, even if you don't get everything in the world, that you hoped for, I feel like you'll still be in a positive space because happiness comes from within, right? It doesn't come from like this money thing, but I feel like we all need it, right? We all need it and we all need to survive. So it really comes down to like the perception of it. I kind of love that. You've been very hard at work with the Seven of Pentacles here, but you're like kind of like, you know, thinking. You're just thinking like, why is it not really paying off as much as what you thought or what you hoped? I really do believe that that is kind of like what is kind of happening here. There is a lot of thoughts about things. I don't really get doubt. I just get like the thoughts of while you're working, it's kind of like there and you're like, I wonder why, like, and with this sense of like, healing card, I really feel like there is this feeling of like flipping, like wanting to do something different, but also like maybe not doing the right thing because it's easier to do it that way. But what I get from this is I really feel like there's this connection here. And I really feel like this sense of wanting to flip is not really essentially going to happen. I feel like there's this connection in your life that is keeping you grounded. And obviously the Two of Cups is kind of like that twin flame vibe. So I really get like that partnership connection. I feel like there is this person that is in your life that supports you through it. So I really feel like this need or this poverty feeling really isn't there because I think there is someone that's like willing to do everything that they possibly can in their power to like help you. So we do have this card coming out. It's very interesting. We have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands always gives me this sense of victory, right? Being recognized, you know, also like being celebrated in your successes. So I feel like this is just kind of like a beautiful card here. It's really interesting, like this person or this energy that is here that is really connected into you with the Two of Cups. That is like just kind of like there. I feel like they're willing to like do a lot. I think they also see that you're publicly being recognized. or like they publicly are recognizing you in a way that they never have before. I don't know. It's like giving me a sense of like maybe this person used to just like not like to be seen in public or something with you because they were like worried about maybe an age gap or, like something interesting, very interesting. I don't know about the age gap thing, but that's kind of like the example that I'm getting. It's like they're just worried about what other people think. In the sense of like there's nothing wrong going on here. I just feel like they're giving you more recognition in the public space. But I also feel like there is a lot of public recognition going on in your life currently. Like there is a lot of victory and success. And, being celebrated for being you, which is a beautiful thing. We do have this feeling of being bound. I was getting that just before, and I'm like, why do I feel like I'm being trapped by this feeling? So we have this one here. We had the Eight of Swords, and this one's really just being bound, being trapped. I feel like this is like overwhelming, right? This recognition or even victory in the public eye or being celebrated for your successes is really overwhelming for you. I really feel like this is just like making it feel a little bit more bound, like you can't really move forward because maybe you feel deep down that you don't deserve the manifestation of or the abundance of the thing that you've been working on, right? It just gives me that kind of self-imposed limitation as like a past trauma or a past belief coming up that's really keeping you like tied down from like really like just breaking out of your shell. I really feel like that's kind of interesting here. I hope that that doesn't hold you back in this because I do believe the universe very much loves you so deeply. And I know we get into this place of need and, needing to survive. And I don't know, it's like hard to say, just trust the process. We do have the Moon card coming out today. Very interesting. Haven't seen the Moon for a while. The Moon is uncertainty, illusions, and trusting your instincts and confusion. So it's really kind of like giving that sense of like there is maybe some sort of negative energy that's surrounding you. Maybe it's like a thought that has manifested the negative energy around you. I have it right here with me. I have some sage. So I'm just going to say I'd recommend getting some sage. I know it's spending money. I had to spend $10.95 on this, New Zealand money. And I was like, when I got it, but like I had to. I feel much better. My home feels much lighter. Everything feels so much better. And I'm so grateful that I had the means to do this in the last week. Obviously, it's not often that happens, but I'm really grateful for it. And it feels so interesting that this was sitting right beside that card when it popped out. I don't know. I just feel like do some practices, do some things to clear that energy out. So that you can not feel bound, not feel bound, so that you can like embrace all of these beautiful, wonderful things that are happening for you. I think with love instead of fear. What I was thinking is doing one card from that deck at the beginning and then one card after, just to like close out the reading. I was thinking maybe that would be cool. All right, here we go. We got some cards flying out. We do have the Ace of Swords and we have the Ten of Wands. So it seems here, it's very interesting. It seems like with the Ace of Swords, it gives, like a sense of being very mentally clear, like having a breakthrough idea, almost coming into like a new perspective of things. Which makes sense. I feel like that's so interesting. We had the Ten of Wands, which is like carrying too much, like there's too much of a burden happening. So I just kind of want to look forward. We have working and we have the Knight of Swords and we have the Lovers. That's so interesting here. It's like there is a lot going on. Like it feels so heavy and burdened for you, but you have like this new inspiration happening at the same time as that. So the Ten of Wands here is really also giving me the sense of like releasing this burden. It's like, the Ten of Wands, like there's this big heavy burden that's been there for ages and you're finally just been like, and you're like releasing that burden. There's a high standard of skill and work at the moment. So like you're just like so hardworking. I do understand that from this reading. You are working so hard because you want to be comfortable in life. I really do believe that. And comfortability comes with hard work. We do have the Knight of Swords and the Lovers. So I feel like a lot of lovers coming into your life soon. And this one here would suggest, exactly what it suggests. There is a very interesting person or energy coming into your life. And I would say it's the same one as this one up here that really supports you, that really loves you, and has a lot of empathy, compassion for your situation. They probably have done a lot of work in their life to adapt, because I feel like we all have to adapt to certain situations. And I feel like they were obviously willing to do those things. And I think that's the most beautiful thing in the whole world, is when two people come together and over time they adapt to each other and become like the best of friends, and, like just a beautiful soulmate connection. I really feel like this is what I'm getting from it, soulmate. They're coming in. They're going to be wanting to see you a lot. I really feel like they want to like embrace, they want to embrace life. They want to move forward. It's so interesting here. They want to just like make the most of the time that they have. I don't know. Maybe something happened in their life recently that made them have an epiphany, It's kind of what I'm getting. It just seems so different, this reading. These readings seem so different to what they did like a month ago. Like everything's kind of changed. It's like really beautiful, actually. Okay. Judgment and the Emperor. They're those last two cards that I'm going to pull out here, and I feel like that's really interesting. There's so much major arcana going on at the end here. The Lovers going into the Judgment card. It's kind of giving me that sense of complete, the universe, is allowing you to wake up, and, have this life review. And, I feel like this is happening on both sides of this connection that's here. And I think this need, or, this lack that you experience, I feel like it's not there. It's weirdly not there. And I feel like because it comes from within you and it's nothing to do with money. But, obviously this first card is explaining about how, needing this is just a survival thing. So sometimes we all are like that sometimes, and it was explaining how there's rich people and poor people. And I felt weird reading that, but it's the fact, it's the truth. And the people at the bottom are always trying to make it to the top. And the people at the top are just kind of oblivious in a little bit of a way. So I really feel like survival is something that we all have to partake in. But ultimately, I feel like this reading is really trying to get you to be don't live in survival anymore, because you don't need to. If you come out of that energy, then things will just gratuitously change over time for you. And they'll get to a point of beautiful love, compassion, empathy, just the whole world will change with you changing. And the more people that do it, the more the world will become a better place ultimately. That's what I believe, at least. Okay, well, now that we've pretty much finished this, I think it's super interesting, this reading today. If you are resonating, please let me know in the comments, like the video, and also subscribe if you're new to the Soul family. I am going to carry on with some Oracle cards now. So I think, interestingly enough, if I could afford it yesterday, I would have got some Oracle cards, and it was the Māori Oracle, so it's the native people of New Zealand, indigenous people. So interestingly enough, I have Māori blood, and my dad's Māori and my mum is white. So it was just really interesting me, but I can't really understand why it's the most expensive one out of all of them. Everything else is $40, right? But the Māori Oracle is $95. So I'm going to have to save up for it. So maybe in the new year I'll get that and we'll start using that in the new year. Because I really think that's something that I would love to do. We're going to use the fairies because they are beautiful and they're my favorite oracle currently, for nice little flitter fluttery messages for our flitter fluttery souls. We have new beginnings. Nice beautiful yellow card of manifestation today. We have the fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a baby, the birth of a cherished idea, and protect and nurture your ideas you would a baby. So congratulations to anyone that's watching this that has just found out they're having a new baby, or anyone that just came up with a new idea. I hope that you cherish it and love it and it comes into fruition. Okay, beautiful. We have motivation. When spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say get busy and do it. It is spring currently in my country. So this is just like applying for like right now, just the current energy of now, probably all over the world. And we do have stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus and intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. It was a full moon last night. Very interesting here. I sat with a friend, a very close friend, and we looked at the moon for a little bit. It was really nice. I like watching the moon. Okay, precious time. The fairy of time wants you to experience every moment fully and make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste other time either. I think this is the lesson I was getting before. Also, I totally forgot about the Emperor. The Emperor energy is just kind of like, you know, that energy of like the king, right? Like, I don't know, it's just like king energy. It's giving me divine masculine energy. You know, it's not really male. It's more like divine masculine. So it's like more like doing it, like, you know, it's happening. There is manifestation like fully coming into fruition. Weirdly, it's like that fatherly energy. It's like very comforting. It's very stern, but very comforting, like protective. So this precious time thing is what I was feeling before about this other person. I feel like they've had this epiphany, and I think this is how they're kind of perceiving time to be. It's very precious to them now. We have flourish. The lotus flower fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. Flourish, my darling. And we have moderation. So moderation is really just giving you that idea of like, you know, everything's kind of fine at some point, but like in moderation. There is something you know you shouldn't be eating. It's specifically about eating, always about eating. Try to eat mindfully and healthily, although fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. Yeah. So I actually have to admit that yesterday we went out for lunch and I got taken out for lunch. It was very nice. For anyone to like, you know, take me out for lunch is just like amazing actually these days. I had a Thai red curry with extra crispy pork. So I feel like it was like a once-off thing and it was so good, but my stomach kind of hurts today. But that's okay. What's your favorite food, by the way, if you get to this point? Let me know if that's something that you would like to let me know. All right. Let's do an affirmation from Spirit Junkie. If you do claim it, you could type this in the comments if you've got nothing else to say. Let's see which one we're going to get today. We got, when I lead from a place of love, people respect me. I love it. Alrighty. Well. Where should we go? I'm going to do one of my ones because I think I really, really fancy my cards. All right, this is our card. It is Unity. Yeah, whoa, it's kind of going with this reading today. We have Unity. So this one kind of brings in divine connection and community. It represents connection, community, and togetherness. It encourages you to foster connections with others. In general, there's an affirmation. I foster connections and build a sense of community. Oh, wow. I kind of love that. That's giving me like community as in like a bigger sense of the word. I was kind of getting that from that public recognition here. I feel like there is this sense of community. It's very much soul connected and there is a lot of love here for each other. I love that. Okay, well, since it is the end of the reading, I am going to do one last card from The Dreams of Gaia. My bad, I forgot the name of it, but I love the name of it and the way it looked. It's just my vibe, okay? And some of these cards I might have to like hide from the camera a little bit because they're a bit risky, but we're good. Okay, please give us a card that's going to complete this reading and really just lead us out on a good energy. Okay. The Queen of Air. The Queen of Air. I love it. I love these cards so much, yo. The Queen of Air. Okay. There's an owl. Her eyes are so trippy, man. She has a sword on her forehead. So I feel like is ear swords in the tarot deck. All right, the Queen of Air. There is a lot going on in this book. This book's so chunky. It's the biggest book I've ever got. The Earth. Okay, Earth. Air. Oh, that's easy because there's like those picture ones to get to it. The Queen of the Air. 11 of... There is an 11 of air. Okay. There's 11 of air. There's a 12 of air. The Scribe. Okay. The Queen of Air. The Weaver. Observant. Wise. Truthful. Analytical. Strategist. Just. Detachment. Key phrases. Time to be realistic. Be observant. Plan and organize and determine your course of action. A need for emotional detachment. Be decisive and precise. Choose your words with care. Stick to the facts. Don't allow your intellect to alienate. Okay, this is me closing out this reading, so hopefully this gives some messages, so it'd be really cool. The Queen of Air is one who may at times see be cold and distant. There are also times when it is said that she lacks in empathy and compassion. This, however, is not the case. The Queen of Air is not unfeeling, rather she is a critical thinker, possessed of a very analytical mind. She relates to others with more ease on an intellectual level. She is very observant and detached. After years of observing others, she can see through the deception of truth. She can now see how an individual's choices in the past have led them to their present, and she can see patterns of behavior that weave and influence an individual's present. The reason she is often said to be without compassion is because she will offer her observations, introspective of whether they are welcome or not. This is like literally describing me. That's so crazy. Tact and diplomacy are not her strengths, and as a consequence, she can come across as quite stern and hard, but her observations and advice are still offered with the best of intentions. She is neither an optimist nor a pessimist. She is a realist. She chooses not to allow her emotions to cloud her judgment. She thinks with her head and not her heart. I really get that from the Emperor too. Just what I wanted to say. And that is why she appears in your reading today. The Queen of Air represents a need to think clearly without emotion, clouding judgment and perception. Emotional detachment is necessary and is not about being uncaring, but understanding that the moment at hand requires decisiveness and an impartial objectivity in order to achieve the outcome you desire. You will need to be rational, logical, and realistic and call upon your knowledge and learning. Think things through carefully. Facts are all that matter. An emotional response, or one born of an intuitive feeling, is counterproductive at this time. If you find yourself working or interacting with someone who is very likely the Queen of Air, it is best to maintain an air of impartiality. Be forthright and concise, but do not allow your emotions to get the better of you. Work to a strategy. Choose your words carefully. The Air Queen types are easily drawn into debate and will argue their point with a ruthless efficiency and skill. They have little respect for emotional viewpoint, emotional logic, or intuition. Oh wow, that's not me. But that's like very, very hard, very hard. I stick to the facts and keep your emotions in check. She also represents a need to speak with honesty and authority, and to be just and fair. Allow those around you to speak with the same freedom, even if that's what is offered challenges you. If you embody the qualities of the Queen of Air within yourself, some of them, don't be taken aback if you are met with disagreement by someone who is of like nature. Don't take offense to others address you in the same direct manner that you employ yourself, and use the same tactics that you would employ to make their point. If you want respect, you must also accord others the same respect. If you are one to call a spade, then don't be shocked if others follow your lead and do the same. All right, well, with that, I think that's so deep and so interesting. I'm in awe of these cards. I kind of love the messages that are coming through on here. So different, so So different. Anyways, if you did enjoy today's reading, please let me know, and I will see you in another one. I am going to probably posting a little bit more over Christmas time, like over December. So definitely, I'll probably post like a video during the day, because I'm getting extremely exhausted from getting up at like four in the morning to post my video at like 7 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to be to like midday-ish around that time for me. And then I'll probably post one at like 9, 10 p.m. at night. So anyways, take care, everybody. Be safe in your journeys. And honestly, I hope you have a beautiful week, and I will see you in tomorrow's reading. All right. Bye-bye.